Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So here we are at February 6th, 2022, and here's our full halo CME that came off the sun. And this one is heading in our direction, and we'll go over to stereo A and look at it from the side so you can see that it's coming in our direction. But first, I wanted to show you right here this full halo CME. And this is the second full halo CME coming Earth directed that we've had in like 2 weeks now. So usually we only get like one of these or so a year, and now we've had two of them in the last 2 weeks. So let that play for a second so you guys can look at that. And you can see there's look like some kind of weird eruption. There might be an object in that one. Okay, but that's not what we're really going to report on in this video, because I found something, well, something we've seen before, but it's quite extraordinary, and I'm going to show it to you here in just a second. So let's back out of this one, and this is the SEED site right here, Solar Eruptive Events Detection System, and we're going to go here to the 6th. And let that upload. Whoops, no, I don't want this one. We're going to go to stereo A on the 6th and look at the CME from the side. Okay, so here you can see our CME comes off right here, and it's going to the side. It's Earth directed, so we're going to have a little impact. The last CME didn't seem to do too much, so this one doesn't seem to be too powerful or strong, so it might not do too much to us either, but you can see that it's coming off to the right of stereo A, which puts it in Earth directed. Then, as I was going through this, I noticed some UFOs dancing around in the background, and I was going to report on that until I found something else. And let's back up a little bit here. Did you guys notice this little flash with these two little dots right here? And we've seen this before, and I've heard arguments that it could be a reflection inside the camera, which it could be, but this one seems to be a little bit different, and it caught my attention, and it made me start looking around. And it wasn't until I went to the previous frame before this, right here in this frame. Okay, looks like it's picking it up a little bit. I'm going to have to zoom in for you guys, though, I think. So let's put it right about here. And let's see if this camera can pick this up, because this is kind of faint, and it's in the spiritual realm, but let's see if we can get it back. Alright, hidden in this CME right here is a face, and there's the nose coming down right here, there's the eye, and it's a profile of the face. Here's the mouth drooping down, the bottom of the chin, and there's the profile of the face right in this little zone right here. And let's maybe zoom in more for you guys, because it doesn't look like it's picking it up. There we go. Maybe now you guys can see this face. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Here's the droopy mouth and the bottom of the chin. Here's the nose and the eyes right here on the side. And it's the profile of the face right here. Then, once you see the profile of this face, it looks like the man in the moon face, with this crescent shape right here and this profile with a kind of droopy mouth right here. You can see his pointy chin. You can clearly see the nose, and once you see this nose, it helps the eyes settle in, and you can see his forehead coming up, and it goes back around like this, the back of his head. Yeah, I think you guys can see that pretty well. Is there anybody there that's in the chat room that could just let me know if this is coming out and you guys can see this yet? Not everybody's going to be able to see this because it's in the spiritual realm, but hopefully by pointing it out, you can see this mouth right here is kind of the pouty mouth, the nose again, like I said. Here's the eye sockets and everything, the forehead going up, going back around. And that's not all, because once you've seen this face, then look over here. Here's an eye and another eye, and it's a semi-profile. There's the nose right here. Here's the upper lip and lower lip. And then there's a black beard coming down like this, going up and around, and it looks like he's got a hood on or something. Here's his forehead. So hopefully you guys can see this profile. Here's a forehead coming down. Here's like an eye socket and an eye socket right here with an eye and an eye. There's a button nose right here. Then you can see his upper lip and a lower lip. He has a mustache and a beard coming down like this and wrapping back up around. You can make out his ear over here. Yeah, you can see the guy with the hood. Okay, then look right here. You see where his nose is, where his nostril is? Look right over here. Here's another nostril of a profile of the face. Here's the nose, here's the lips and the mouth, his chin, and there's like a face in the curvature of this, almost like a man in the moon. I move my hand out of the way. Maybe you can see it a lot better there. Okay, and this is in that solar flare that was heading in our direction. Now, there's a syndrome called pareidolia where you see faces in the clouds or you can see faces in the dots or whatever, but that's not what this is, because this only happens in this frame. When you go to any other frame, there's no faces in it, just this one, and there's more than just these two faces. I'm going to point out a couple others that maybe you'll see too. And if you want, and you're having trouble seeing it because of my rinky-dink setup here, come over to this site. Let's back all the way out here. Come over to this site, click on February 6th like I did, scroll down and go to frame 31 of 44. Or you can also reference this number. It's the time, 16:53:54. But it's this frame, 31 of 44 here, or this time, that's on stereo A that has this image. And you guys need to go to this and look at it even with your own eyes and get a better, clearer view than what my camera is barely capturing here. So I'm going to go back in a little bit and zoom in some more, so hopefully this camera picks it up, because it's really faint. I wish I had a filter program that I could put this through a filter and darken it so you could shade it. So we have this guy with the beard here with the hood. We have a secondary face. They're parallel with each other. One's in one dimension and one is in another dimension. So when you're looking at this one, sometimes you lose sight of this face. You have to find the nose and the chin again to find this face, and it falls back into line. So we got two faces right here, side by side, both pointing in the same direction, both profiles. This one's like a 10% semi-profile, where you can see the other side of his face just slightly. And this one is a perfect side profile with an eye, nose, mouth, back of the head coming back around here. And when you look up here on the forehead, this thing gets in the way, but you look closer, there seems to be some circular thing on his forehead, and this is protruding out like a horn. So this, with horns, might be Satan, and this guy with the beard might be Jesus. They're both sitting here, and they're both looking at the sun. See, that said there would be signs in the sun. Well, here's some of these signs that they're talking about. These things look odd because this is God's handiwork. He'll blend a face with another face and make another face out of it. Now, what we're going to do here is, I want you to, I'm going to zoom in just a tad bit more. Okay, now that you saw those two faces, okay, good, somebody is seeing this. So my camera is picking it up decent for you guys to see, I hope. Because, yeah, okay, somebody is seeing it. All right, so we have these two faces. They're both side by side. They're both profiles. They're both looking at the sun. Now, in another dimension, I want you to tilt your head about 45 degrees to the left. Take this as an eye and this as an eye, and you will see this growling mouth down here with pointed ears. Looks like a demon or a dragon. And here, I'll zoom in on that a little bit more so you guys can see that. And like I said, don't just take my word for it and, come over to this frame and look at it, because there are thousands of faces hidden in this frame. And it's not in any other frame, but this one sure has a lot of them in it. And I'm going to point some other ones out too. So if you have your head cocked to the left, you see this like demon, dragon type face. It even looks like he has a forked tongue or something coming out. Pointed ears right back here. Okay. So that's clearly another face. And I used to try to draw, and I wasn't very good. But one of the hardest things to draw was a face, because you got to get the proportions just right. And these are proportional. I mean, this is not just a random collection of dots that just got lucky to make a profile. This is an actual face that's symmetrical, perfectly symmetrical. I mean, it couldn't be drawn any better. Let's see if I scoot it up there. Ooh, there we go. Does that darken it for you guys a little bit now? Now can you see the droopy mouth, the chin, the eye, his nose, and then the secondary face right here? Oh, you just came in and the first thing you noticed was the face. Good, good, good. See, I want you guys to be able to see this and understand that a lot of these events that are happening on the sun are spiritual in nature, okay? A lot of these things can't be explained by science because they're spiritual in nature. Science and spiritual are the opposites, so, but I'm here to show you that these things are showing up. They're showing up next to our sun. And these guys look like they're watching our sun, just like we are. And if something I just thought about, I noticed that the CME is actually going in this direction. So they're looking at the sun from our perspective. You're seeing a profile of the sun, and you're seeing profile of these faces. These faces are actually looking at the sun from our perspective. Okay, so now, where did my arrow go? I want to scroll down and point out something else now. Okay, maybe right there, it looks good. I don't know if you've noticed yet, but there's a round circular shape right here with an eye, a nose, and a little pouty mouth right here, like a cat type face right here. You see an ear sticking up over here, eye, the nose, and the mouth. Move my hand out of the way. And let's see, maybe zoom in just a little bit more for you guys here so we can see that one. And it's symmetrical too. It's perfectly symmetrical on the face with an eye, a symmetrical nose, and a mouth. You can even make out an ear or something coming up over there. So this image is just chocked full of faces, and I can't point them all out to you. Some of them you don't want to see. So if you do come over and check out this frame, just be careful when you're looking around, because there is some stuff in here that you might not want to see. Like demons, like this guy. There's other faces in here too. Let's let's just kind of zoom in and have fun with this frame because I'm going to point out some other ones. This is more than just coincidence when you got two profiles, another face right up here. You tilt your head a little bit in a different perspective. You got symmetrical faces again, and I've discovered this on my security cameras, and I know this is God's handiwork. I can tell when He's blending faces together that that's nothing that man does. That's not like our style. You know, you can see that this is God's handiwork. Here, I'm going to zoom in real quick because I saw some other faces in here that will just kind of pop out when I start pointing them out. This guy right here, an eye, a nose, little pouty mouth, round head right here. Eye, nose, mouth. See, there's another face. And like I said, pareidolia, you know, you'll see it all over the place wherever you go. You're in the clouds and the dots or whatever, but this is different. These are what I believe to be kind of souls that are out there waiting on Jesus to show up. This looks like a gentleman with glasses, with round spectacle glasses, a round head right here, glasses, nose, another pouty mouth right there, this face. And they're just all over. They are all over this picture. Here, oopsie. There appears to be another one right here. Two eyes, nose. You just make out the cheekbones and the forehead right here. See? This is, whoopsie. Let me scoot back down. Yeah, I'm not making this stuff up. This is a real image. This is NASA's cameras pointing at the sun, and, you know, they're too busy looking at the flare to notice that there's other stuff going on. Maybe somebody down there has a good eye, or maybe somebody down there is spiritual and understands that this is what's going on around our sun. Let's do one more zoom right there and roll it up. One more. Get that. Whoops. Get this out of the way. Wait, not all the way out of the way. That'll fade. All right, I'm gonna leave it here for a minute on this face, so you guys can get a good look at this. This mouth, this nose, this eye. There's a profile. It looks like a man in the moon. Actually, when you look at it more, it seems to be, he has like a black helmet on almost, with something that comes down here. He's got a very long, bony, pointed chin. I mean, it could be like a knight, maybe, with a helmet, and this is his face shield that's up. And his mustache, kind of. So yeah, I've been doing videos where I report on the sun, and then at the end of the video I try to show you, you know, something I've captured in the clouds, something in the spiritual realm or whatever. Well, this time, now it's showed up for me right next to the sun, and that happens to be what we're reporting on. So I want you guys to just kind of look at that for another minute here. And maybe I'll just go to another frame real quick here. We'll back out of this one and go to another random frame, the one before it. And there's no faces in this. Nothing. It's just a random dots all over the place. You can make out our CME coming out here. Looks like it's being influenced, some circular round object right in here. But we go back to this next frame, and it doesn't look too much different, except all of a sudden here we've got faces in it now. And when you back out, you can see it too. Maybe I'll zoom in just a tad bit more for you, right about there. Yeah, so all kinds of crazy stuff going on. You come to this frame and look around. Like I said, don't look too long or whatever. You might see some stuff you don't want to see. But it's just chock full of thousands and thousands and thousands of faces all around. Almost looks like, I guess, heaven or whatever, and all the souls all gathered together. All these faces right next to each other. Alien faces, dragon faces, all kinds of weird, goofy looking critters with big ears. Ooh, here's a good face. Where to go, right? Oh, right here. Let's see if we can zoom in on this face right here. I'll pull this down a little more. And see if we can get this one. An eye. Here's his nose, his mouth. Here's his head. And he's got big ears. Right there. So yeah, this frame is just amazing. So much going on in this frame, and at different angles too. So, you know, you see stuff when your head's straight up and down, but if you tilt your head to the left, you'll see different faces. In fact, here I just found another one here. Let's go right here. Okay, tilt your head to the left, and you have an eye, a smiley face with a nose, ear here, ear there. See it? Tilt your head to the left, and you can see he's kind of looking up this way. So yeah, a lot of crazy images in this frame right here, and it's not, like I said, in every frame. You know, I've seen this stuff. I've captured it before. When one of these faces is really kind of dominant like this, it'll catch your eye. And it's been about a year or so since I did a video that had a face similar to this next to the sun, and just out of kind of fun to look at this a little bit more. Okay. This black circle is the occulter. Let's zoom out real quick because I want to do just a little size comparison here. And scroll down here. Okay, this black occulter and this black occulter. This white circle represents the size of the sun. So you put that white circle inside of this black one, and the sun's about that big, just a tiny ring. Now look how big these faces are compared to that tiny circle. So I'm going to zoom back in a little bit. Okay, so if you put this face next to the sun, the face is bigger than the sun. It's just the eye socket's probably the size of the sun on this bigger face right here. So these things are huge. And if you wanted to compare Earth would be like one of these tiny little pixels. Just a single little pixel would represent maybe the size of the Earth, and these faces are huge. They're made up of thousands of pixels. So imagine if you saw these faces over the Earth, looking down at the Earth. They would be huge in the sky. They would probably scare the shit out of everybody. But here they are. You know, and I've been capturing this stuff next to the sun, and then I capture it a couple days later in the clouds. So I'm expecting to, when this CME hits, I think it's due on the 10th here, the 9th or the 10th, right around there. So when it hits, I'm expecting auroras again, more volcanic and earthquake activity, and we might have some kind of spiritual event that follows it or happens with it at that time, because these things seem to have shown up with this CME, this Earth-facing CME, and just thinking, you know, there might be signs in the clouds that day. If there's a storm, look for this face in the clouds. I might capture this. I'm going to be, you know, with my eyes to the sky for sure, because when I see activity like that, I know what affects the sun affects us, and here are these things sitting right next to our sun, watching the activity on the sun. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to point out. Okay, right about here. Let's kind of in a different dimension, kind of different realm here. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. Yeah, it looks like you can see it there. Okay, what I'm talking about is this UFO right here, this shape. It goes up, comes down. You can see the flank of the UFO, and here's the bottom little layers right here wrapping around. Once you kind of see this UFO, you can see that there are windows that are running the side of this UFO. Here, let's kind of scoot this over, and let's zoom in some more, because right about there. Yeah. This shape right here, I see this underside right here, these little levels coming up. Here's the edge of the disc. Then it goes back up like this. Here's the top coming back down. You can make out that it comes around the side like this. Hopefully you can guys make out these little windows that go along here. Maybe as I pan back out, it might appear a little bit better. Ooh, I just seen another face right there, well, on the camera, but not on the screen. Oh wow, I can't even see it on the screen, but I can see it on the camera. Right here is the nose, an eye, cheekbone right there, another cheekbone coming around. So there's a face right there. Okay, and for everything to fall in line and perfectly symmetrical face is beyond coincidence. This is clearly God's handiwork, I think. So, where was the other face that we're going to try to show you after I saw that one? Oh, it was the UFO. Yeah, so we were focusing on the UFO here. So did you guys see that UFO that I pointed out? It's kind of in the black realm, but you can make out the outline of it right here. Okay. And it looks like it has windows run along the edges of it right there. And if you can't see it very well, like I said, go to this site and look it up and look at this thing for a while. Move your head around, move the images around. If you have a way to zoom in, and you'll see that this, I've had this happen before on my security camera where we captured some angels and stuff in there, and in the background of the picture were just chock full of faces just like this. I didn't point it out in that video, I just pointed out the angel in it, but I've seen this effect before, and I've seen it where these faces are sharing an eye with each other, where the left eye of one face is the right eye of another face. And the one's looking at one angle and one's looking at a different angle. And I don't see any artists doing that kind of, artistry and stuff. And I think that, it's because this is God's handiwork. So anyways, carry on here. Another weird one, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but I'll try pointing it out a little bit here. Okay, this white dot is the left eye of like some kind of pit bull type dog, like a hound from hell. Here's his eye, his other one would be on this side. You see his head slope back. There's the tip of another ear and the tip of the other. There's one ear and there's the other one on the other side. So I move my hand out of the way. This dark patch down here is like his mouth open. You can make out the upper part of his snout. Here's his teeth right in here. Okay. And he's growling. So, like I said, there are just tons and tons of faces in this one. And let's back out, and just as a reminder to help you guys kind of look this up too for yourself, because my camera doesn't do this justice. You guys really should go look at this with your own eyes. You will be blown away. My camera does not do this justice. When you see this frame with your own eyes, you're going to really swallow hard and go, uh-oh, no, there's something more going on than we thought, And then let's see if we can try something else I had found. So I believe it was on the 6th. Yes, with the CME. Yes, it is here on the 6th. Now this is all over here on the red side. And I'm going to do my best to try to capture this event for you, or point out at least what I'm talking about here. Bear with me for a sec here. Make some adjustments real quick. Okay, this is still the 6th. Okay, this is the day of this is yesterday. It's the day with the big CME. And if I can get control of my mouse again here. Okay. So I was sitting there looking around, and you see all these little dots flashing and zipping around, blinking and stuff. And I was going through these frame by frame, and I noticed some activity here that was actually caught by the camera here. Let me find the frame here, and then we will. Where is it? Oh, it starts right at the very beginning. That's right. So, yeah, 024 here. Oh boy. Gonna really have to zoom in on this then. Okay, you can barely make out this little dot right here, and now it comes up off the sun. Alright, now it's moved up to this position. Okay, then it comes out and streaks around here, moves to this position right here, comes back up here, and moves out. Oh good, it's picking it up. So I'm going to go backwards to this. Okay, so there it is, just off of the occulter, coming off the surface of the sun. I believe this thing was down close to the sun, interacting with it, as usual. It bounces up to this position, and watch these next 3 frames. Now, most of the time, these dots are just dancing around. It's I've seen like maybe 1 or 2 frames that connect together, but this seems to be, excuse me, a series of 5 to 6 frames that all connect together. So we're at the very first one. It's down here again. We're going to go backward and forward a little bit. All right, you see it move back. So this seems to be the same object moving from that position to up to this position. Now it streaks across in front of, whoops, there it is at that position. Now it streaks across in front of the camera. You see this streak right here. And then right here. So let's go back through those. Do you see the motion? Those look like they hook up. And none of the other dots dancing around in the back do this. They're all just random here, random there. This one seems to have a trajectory and some kind of movement. It moves from off of the surface of the sun. I bet you can barely see it, but hopefully you can. I don't want to zoom in too much more because we'll lose it out the side of the frame here. Maybe I'll try one more click. There we go. So here it is down here, coming off the surface of the sun from behind the occulter. It moves up, zings across, and heads out. You see it going backwards. Whoops. Catch it there. Now it's at the sun, moves up, and then does this little loop and moves out. So let's try it one more time. Boom, 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 boom. And that's the final frame where it moves out. So back up, it's right there. Back up one more time. Oops, it's right here. Alright, so let's go. My camera shifts for some reason when I'm using my arrows. So here we are, first image. A bit strange, yeah. I know some of these things are a bit strange. You know, it's hard to report on this stuff and not sound crazy, you know, but it's there. You guys go look for yourself. So one more time here, coming off the sun, boom, 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 right, it moves out. Okay? So that was an interesting series that I had never seen before. Usually these things are just kind of random. That one actually looked like it had some movement to it. Okay, so, and then there was another event that was similar to this on the same day. And now let me go find that frame. Just bear with me here until I can find this frame that I'm looking for. There it is. Okay. So now we're going back to this red side. I'm going to zoom in, and I think you can already see our object. Ooh, that is not good. I'd have to drag it over more. Bear with me for a second. I'm trying to get this all set up just right so you can see this whole event. All right, this is better. Okay. So we're talking this one, and this is the end of the event. So it's going to go backwards from here. So we're going to backwards. It's this little stripe now. Then this little dot. It backs up to here and up here. So yeah, this is barely picking it up. Let me zoom in just one more time for you guys. All right. Yeah, this one's pretty faint. It doesn't appear to be picking it up. Oops. All right, that's the last frame going backwards. Yeah, it's not picking it up very well. But here, where I can see it is picking it up, right here, it has come down from this position, bink, 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 and then it turns and comes up and stops right here. And it's saucer shape, you know, has a dome on the top, dome on the bottom, and it's wide going across it. Yeah, it's too bad this one doesn't seem to pick up too well on this, but I'll back out of it. But here we have these ships moving around. You know, I've seen ones where it looks like they're firing at each other. So this is like Star Wars going on out there. And we got some cast of characters that are showing up along with this. So, and I've captured this stuff in the clouds and brought that to you before. In fact, maybe let's back out of this real quick and maybe we'll close with some. Oh, dang it. Didn't want to do that. But let's try going back here again. If this doesn't work, doesn't work. Anyways, thanks for hanging in there and being patient with me. I'm going to try to find a video that I did, and I captured what looks like a cast of characters from Star Wars or something. So going over to my channel, click on videos, so all my stuff will drop down. And then we're going to go down, scroll down here to all kinds of cloud activity that we've been having. And I usually show you Jesus in the clouds, but I wanted to show you something different here that kind of might correlate with some of this stuff. Where is it? Yeah, all these have images in the clouds, stuff that I've captured, the other realm, stuff from my security cameras that I've captured. Oh, where'd it go? Dang, 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 where'd it go? I must have passed it. I'm looking for Star Wars, one that there it is right there. Okay, maybe in this little video here, we'll be able to see this, if this will let it play. Howdy folks, welcome back. So here we got you at April 20th, and I've been taking pictures every day because I've been seeing these events unfold in the sky every day now. So I've been getting lots of pictures and not even enough time to process them yet, but here we go. So this one I saw unfolding when I was driving, and I couldn't take a picture until I got to this stoplight. So I squeezed off as many pictures as I could at this stoplight, and we're going to start zooming in, pulling it over a little bit, and maybe some of you see it now, but there's Yoda in the sky right there. Yes. And this is like one of these. Let's see, I pause it right there. Here's his eyes, his ears sticking out. You can see his bubble forehead here, his little mouth right here. And I was just sitting there in the sky over an intersection. Yoda sitting there in the sky. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. Let's see, maybe I'll back out a little bit here. Might do a little bit better justice there. Yeah, do you see different things in there? Anyways, I just wanted to point that out, that here we have Yoda in the sky. Big faces in the clouds like this. And when I see them showing up next to the sun, I end up seeing them showing up in our clouds a few days later. So don't be surprised if you see those two faces that I was showing you showing up in the clouds like this. All right, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I've seen it happen before, and it's just whoopsie. Go back to this. So this is where I go. Spaceweather.gmu. It pops up as Seeds Near Real Time and Beacon. You click on this. It takes you to this page right here. This is the SOHO dates right here for the SOHO satellite that looks right at the sun. Then this is all Stereo A and Stereo B, which is now out of commission. But this is all Stereo A with the dates, and you come over and click on it. Here we were at this. This was the 6th of February, 2022. Let it load up. And then this was the one with the faces in it. And it was frame 31, so we'll go 29, 30, 31. And in this frame was those faces if you want to go check it out again. The following frame too, because this is what drew my eye to it, was these two bright squares that show up, and they're over here on this side too. Let's there we go, give you full view. And in this image, I was looking around because it drew my attention, and I noticed that these two little. Let's even. Oh, I lost my magnifier. Where'd it go? Let's see if I can get my magnifier back. There it is. Okay. Let's pull it over here. This appears to be some kind of face as well. And you got to turn your head to the right. And these eyes are actually glowing. These are eyes that are glowing. The nose comes down like this. It has a mouth right here that's open. There's its mouth. The nose, it doesn't have a nose. It just has nostrils right there and right there underneath its eyes. There's a nostril, this open mouth. And its head comes back. This appears to be like an ear. Like a dog can point its ears down. These appear to be like ears coming down here, and some kind of weird head. This appears to be some kind of creature or some kind of entity. And maybe if you're not seeing it good, there we go. Go more for you guys. There we go. Maybe I'll describe it some more. These are eyes, nostril. There's its mouth open. It's like it's screaming or something. Its head comes back. These are ears. Its neck is back in here. And I saw this image and I'm like, what? No, that looks like an alien face or something. That can't be. Until I went to the frame before. And it is. It's just the frame before this one where all those other faces were. Right there in this frame right before it. So some weird stuff going on around our sun. And it's hard for me to bring this and report this to you guys because, you know, this is serious stuff and I want you to take it seriously. And some of this stuff is so outrageous and, you know, outlandish. It's just like, what? I sound crazy reporting on this, but when you come over to this instrument and look at it for yourself, maybe you'll change your mind. It won't sound so crazy. And some of you have eyes, can see already, you know, and you know what's going on. You understand that we're closing out the end of the age here and coming to the end. And these are signs in the sun. You know, it's not just little solar flares and these objects coming out. There's also spiritual events going on. Some of these objects that come out have faces on them, I'm telling you. And it's more than just, you know, regular astrophysics. A lot of these scientists or astrophysics can't explain this stuff because it's beyond the laws of physics. This is a spiritual realm they're dealing with now, and they have no idea what they're dealing with. But I do. Anyways, I love you all. Was it Skeptics select interesting images? Yep. Yeah, they do. I select some interesting images too, but I try to show you events and I click them off frame by frame so you can see with your own eyes. Sometimes I'll let it sit there and before I point something out, so maybe you'll see it before I point it out, and that way it's not the power of suggestion. If these faces and the previous one right here were sitting on the screen for 5 minutes and I didn't say anything, would you be able to decipher these faces in there? Would you be able to see these? I'm going to leave it on that one just as we close out here because this is so incredible. You know, this shows that spiritual realm's real. These faces are huge. There's looking at the sun. There's UFOs. There's demons. There's angels. There's all sorts of stuff. So all this is like evidence that there's more to just what we think is going on this planet. So I think that's it for now. I just wanted to bring that to you guys, and hopefully you'll go over and investigate this yourself and look, unless you've already, you know, been satisfied with what I showed you. But yeah, these images are just amazing. So that's it for now, and I love you all, and until my next video, God bless all you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you all. Bye.